What's going on, everyone? Scott here. Welcome back to the channel. So, Michigan State basketball takes on Oregon at 12 o'clock on BTN on Friday in the Big Ten tournament quarterfinals. Now, Oregon is coming in, winning that 8-9 matchup against Indiana on Thursday to advance to this quarterfinal game against Michigan State. Now, overall, Oregon is coming in winners of 8 straight and have not lost since that game at the Breslin Center at the beginning of February. That capped off their 5-game losing streak at the time. So definitely have turned things around and got this thing back rolling to where they were at the beginning of the season. Now, Michigan State is coming in as the 1 seed in the Big Ten tournament, winners of 7 straight, and only 1 loss since that Oregon game back in February. Coincidentally enough, that loss came to Indiana, who Michigan State would have played in this game should they have won, but we get Oregon here, a rematch of that really, really good game from the beginning of February. The Jace Richardson, he's been incredible all year, but career high for Jace in that game. We'll get more into it here in a minute, but that was the kind of the first on the national to everyone, 29 points, just beat a good Oregon team in a big time game with some guys out sick for Michigan State at the time. This was kind of a big part of the season here for Michigan State, especially coming off of losing back-to-back games on that LA trip. That was last time out, and it figures to be another tough matchup for Michigan State and definitely a hard-fought battle. But before we jump into the preview, if you could just hit that like and subscribe button down there. More Michigan State basketball content on the channel, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a video. Now, Oregon still led by their really good two-man game of Nate Biddle and Jackson Shelstad. Now, Nate Biddle averages about 14 points, 7 rebounds, 2 blocks a game, while shooting a decent 34% from 3 for a big man. Now, only 8 points and 1 rebound last time against Michigan State, though. Jackson Shelstad, 13 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal on the year, about 38% from 3 as well. He did have 22 points on 4 for 8 shooting from 3 last time out. A majority of that was in the first half, from what I can remember, and then was able to kind of lock down in the second half and slow him down and really slow the whole team down in the second half. But obviously, he's kind of the head of the snake there, him and Nate Biddle. Kashawn Barhelemy, 10 points per game on 43% shooting from 3 on the year, with their second highest volume from 3 behind Shelstad. Was an inefficient 1 for 7 from the field and 1 for 5 from 3 last time out against Michigan State. TJ Bamba adds about 10 points a game, 3 assists. He had 9 and 6 assists actually last time against Michigan State. Supreme Cook off the bench only averages about 5 points a game, but he had 7 last time against Michigan State. And Kwame Evans Jr. averages about 6 points and 4 rebounds a game, had 10 points and 7 rebounds last time out against Michigan State. Now, as a team, Oregon, they average about 77 points a game, which is 101st in the country, 36 rebounds a game, 145th in the country, 15 assists, 103rd in the country, and 34% from 3, 173rd, while turning it over around 11 times per game, which is 115th in the country. So, seeing a trend there, all kind of in the same general area for a lot of the main stats that we are looking at here for Oregon. They force about 12 turnovers per game and don't mind getting out and running. 74th in fast break points. Michigan State still sitting at 4th in fast break points. Oregon 150th in tempo, and Michigan State 139th. Now, the game script last time these teams played, Oregon was clicking on all cylinders in that first half, up 14 going into the locker room at halftime. Then what we have seen now many times from Michigan State this year, batten down the hatches in the second half, wins the second half by 26 points for a 86-74 win. And as we said, it was the defense for Michigan State in that second half. Being able to keep Shelstad and Biddle in check for the most part and inefficient is the key there. And we saw in this one, other guys have the ability to hit shots. Kwame Evans Jr., TJ Bamba, Supreme Cook, they all made some plays in that last time out in that matchup against Michigan State. So for me, game planning this one, I'm assigning the player who should be the defensive player of the year in the whole Big Ten Conference, Jaden Akins, on him. Trying to get him off rhythm. That's what Jaden Akins has done all year. You put him on the opposing team's best guard, wing, offensive player, and let him do his thing. And he didn't earn all Big Ten defensive honors for no reason. He very well should have, and by a lot of media and other experts' perspective too, should have been the defensive player of the year. But anyway, I'm throwing Akins on him, throwing him off rhythm, but also it's that guard rotation. It's not just going to be Akins on him for 40 minutes or 35 minutes, however, 34 minutes, however long Shelstad plays in this one. It's going to be a rotation. We're probably going to see Trey Holloman on him at times. We're going to see Jace. We might even see Jeremy on him at times. So just trying to throw him off rhythm, throwing different looks at him as well, different coverages to try to slow him down and just throwing different bodies at him to try to wear him down throughout the game. And I feel like if Shelstad gets thrown off, it can also throw off a lot of other parts of their offense. And if you can keep Biddle from getting going too as well, then that's a key for Michigan State. Now, if MSU can do that with Shelstad and Biddle, it's going to come down to the other guys. Can they make enough shots? And we've seen that they are capable of hitting shots. But if you're trying to shut off the water of Shelstad, is one of those other guards going to be able to facilitate to get Biddle going? It's a possibility, and it could happen. But that's definitely going to be something to watch, too, in this one. Oregon turned it over 8 times compared to Michigan State's 12 last time out, but the defense held them to 39% from the field and actually 37% from 3. 10 for 27 overall for Oregon. They did miss 7 free throws, though, for 70%. Definitely played a big factor in that outcome. Now, Oregon won the fast break battle in that one, 13-11. Michigan State had the slight edge, 28-24 in points in the paint. For Michigan State, though, we talked about the defense of Jaden Akins and the other guards on Shelstad, but also key last time was forcing them into tough twos. 39% from the field shows that. Gonna want a similar recipe in this one. And also, this game last time against these two was one of Michigan State's highest three-point percentage shooting games. They shot 44% on 8 for 18, and that was a big key in that one. And we say it, we've been saying it here for the last couple weeks that if Michigan State, we know that they have been making their threes a lot better, and the original hypothesis was if Michigan State can make 4 to 7 threes a game while shooting about 14 to 16, good spot. That's a good blueprint. And the last couple of games, Michigan State has been around the 7 to 9 mark from the 3-point range and has been shooting a decent percentage from 3. So if that can start to go up, we want to see this continue now as we hit into tournament time, tournament play. But that's been a good sign, so hope to see that continue. And free throws, I think, will be big in this one. 70% last time out for Oregon versus 89% for Michigan State last time. I think this will be a close game, and Michigan State has been kind of rocky at points during this last couple weeks of the season with free throws, but they have started to bring it back around after a kind of weird 2-3 games from the line. Starting to bring it back around, so that will need to continue in this one. And then, look, at the end of the day, where we are at, Jace will have to get his, whether scoring or setting up his teammates, Jaden Akins, Trey Holloman, Jeremy Fears Jr. as well. Going to have to push and create for this offense to keep the fluidity going and not get stagnant, get this team out on the break. Now, last time out against Oregon, Jace did have his career high 29 points in that game. His first career start, obviously, in that game, Jeremy and Xavier Booker were both out sick in that game. So Jace gets his first career start and takes advantage of it, leads Michigan State to a big-time win, and that's kind of where this train has started rolling for Jace. Listen, Jace has had a really good year all year, dating even back to October, November. I was even back. Go watch the video. It's up on the channel. The Spain trip, watching the Spain scrimmage on Instagram, on my phone like this. I would go back. There's receipts was saying Jace needs to get on the floor. Now, people are lying if they said that they saw what Jace has done this year, and really, especially even this last stretch, really you could say since that Oregon game. But, we're going to need that throughout this tournament as I said in the recap of the last game out now. You got 9 games left. You got 9 games to win. You need to win 9 more games. Jace is going to need to obviously be a big, big part of that. Now, Jax last time out as well had a big game. 14 points, 12 rebounds. Trey chipped in, 13 points, 8 assists, 10 points for Akins, 9 points, 6 rebounds for Coop as well. So really a team effort like we've seen all year, even with 2 of their 10 rotation players that they constantly play every night being out. Now, Michigan State was a plus 13 last time on the board. So at the end of the day, force tough twos, rebound, and run. Now, Bart Torvik has Oregon as the number 38 team in the country, and they are currently 23rd in the polls. They are 54th adjusted efficiency offense, 37th adjusted efficiency defense. Michigan State, Bart Torvik has at number 12 in the country. Michigan State is 7th in the polls currently, 37th adjusted efficiency offense, 5th adjusted efficiency defense. Now, Bart Torvik has this as a 73-69 Michigan State win. As I said, I think this will be a really close game and could come down to the end. As we said, I think free throws will be a key factor in deciding this game as well. So anyway, really excited for this one, and we'll be back with a recap of this one afterwards. Should Michigan State win, moving on to Saturday, they would be playing in the 1 o'clock slated game against the winner of number 4 seed UCLA and number 6 seed Wisconsin. So hopefully Michigan State can win this one and move on and get another good matchup moving forward. And I know I have seen, I think it was Lenardi put out there that there's a small chance that if Michigan State wins the Big Ten title and some SEC, teams start beating up on each other, then there's a small chance for Michigan State to slide into a 1 seed. But we will see. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, first things first, got this tough matchup against Oregon on Friday at 12 o'clock on BTN. So anyway, we'll be back afterwards for a recap. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.